Today I want to share with you guys 10 different ways that you can use different discounts and promotions on Etsy to get more sales and make that money. No need for a long introduction here, so let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start with the most obvious one. So number one on the list is to run sales. But I do have a little pointers for how you can go about maximizing your profit on these sales. And my first point is that you really want to try not to run sales too often. You don't want your customers to start to think that you have sales so often that they're not willing to pay for things when they are full price. And then they sit and wait on those orders until they're on sale. You also want to make sure that your sales are not too long. Ideally, you really want to keep them under 3 days long, but the best thing to do is to make them 24 hours. Because when you do this, Etsy creates a countdown timer, and that creates a sense of urgency for your customers. It's really a good way to get them to go ahead and make that purchase right now because they don't want to miss the sale. And the last thing I really wanted to talk about when it comes to running sales is try to think about running some sales at times where it's not necessarily a holiday, so it's not as expected. Now, I'm not saying not to run sales on the holidays, but what happens is everybody runs sales on holidays like Labor Day or Memorial Day or Black Friday. And so then it's more difficult for you to actually stand out because, well, everybody's got everything on sale. So if you can come up with some random flash sales, I really like to do random flash sales. Or maybe you can do it on those not so big holidays that might come around. I mean, I think Columbus Day is kind of a little bit of a smaller holiday they don't think of, and maybe you do it for Flag Day, or maybe you do it for the first day of spring, or maybe it's your birthday and you want to celebrate by giving everybody a discount. Just maybe think of some ideas, some times where you might want to run some sales other than the big basic holidays. And if nobody else is running sales those days, then it really will help you stand out and raise you to the top of the search. Tip number 2 that I wanted to talk about would be to offer free shipping. I'm sure you've heard this one before. Etsy actually really does push offering free shipping on orders over $35. So if that's something you can do, I would go ahead and do it. But as far as promotions are concerned, if you do have items in your shop that are under $35, you could consider on occasion running a promotion where everything is free shipping for the day or the weekend, if that's feasible and makes sense for your company. And then if everything in your shop qualifies for free shipping anyway, the bottom line is you just want to make sure that you are announcing that everywhere. Put it everywhere you possibly can so people know that the items are free shipping. You can put it in your banner at the top of your store. You can put it on the announcement. You can put it in the listing description. You can even, if you have a spare picture, because you're only allowed 10 pictures per listing, but if you have an extra, then maybe you might want to consider making a graphic to put in the pictures that says, hey, this is a free shipping item. Number 3 on the list is to offer a free gift with a purchase. And this can kind of do 2 things. If you're using excess inventory as your free gift, you can help boost sales and get rid of some extra inventory you have laying around at the same time. Another way that you could possibly use free gifts as a way to boost your sales is you can also use it to promote new products. So maybe you want to give a free gift sampler of the new product to let them see what it looks like and get it in front of them in hopes that they'll come back and purchase. And obviously, if you're selling digital products, the only type of free gift that you're going to be able to offer is a digital product, because I'm pretty sure that you're not wanting to ship products out to customers that are ordering digital products. However, if you do sell physical products, you are not limited to only sending free gifts as physical products. You can also do a digital download as a free gift as well, if that works for your particular shop or niche. Tip number 4 is to offer discounts for email signups. And again, this is going to be like a 2 birds, 1 stone kind of situation, where not only are you giving them a discount now for signing up for your newsletter or email, so they're more likely to purchase right now because they're getting a discount, but you're also collecting that email, and you can then later on send emails out to customers in order to get them to come back and purchase more. And that leads me right into number 5, which is to set up automatic emails with discounts. And you can go about this in 2 ways if you've created an email list. You can do this through Etsy, and you can do it through your own email list with your email provider. So as far as Etsy, if you want to do this directly through Etsy, you can do this in a few places, in a few ways. You can set up a thank you email that goes out after they create the purchase and sends them a discount code to come back. You can set up an abandoned cart email that goes out automatically if the customer added it to the cart and never purchased it. And you can also set one up for favorited items that your customers will get an email with a discount if they favorited an item. And those are 3 automatic ways that you can set up with Etsy. Now just keep in mind that those customers will have had to have opted in to receive Etsy emails. Not all customers are opted in, so not all customers will receive those emails. Now, of course, if you have been collecting customer emails, like we discussed in the previous tip, you can absolutely send emails through that whatever provider that you have, and you can set those emails up in an unlimited amount of ways. You just need to make sure that you create a discount code in Etsy, and then you include that code in your email. Number 6 on my list is actually really only for those that are selling actual physical products they're shipping to their customers, but that is to send a discount card in the order to get them to come back. As I just said before, not all customers are opted into receiving emails from Etsy. And so this could be a really great way to reach those customers that haven't opted in to the actual email. You're already sending the order. It's pretty easy to just go ahead and slip a card in there and give them a discount code. Maybe it's a little brochure about your products. But if you do sell physical products, I do have another way that you can get a discount code to your customer to come back other than the emails we were talking about. And that is in the message to buyers for digital products section in your Etsy shop. You can go right in there, and whatever you set up, you can go ahead and add a discount code right in there, and that is what shows up on the download page when they go to get their products. So they actually don't have to be opted in for email in order to see this. They're going to see it automatically. Just keep in mind that when you do it this way, it's not going to be on a product by product basis. It's all or nothing with the digital products. All the customers see it or none of them see it. You cannot pick it per item. Another thing you can do with the discount cards that's a little more fun and intriguing, I think anyway, is to, instead of adding like a regular card with a discount on it, you can actually create a little scratcher card. And it's actually pretty easy to do. You can go right into Canva and create a card with a code. Get some codes off of Etsy. You can do all the same one, but it's a little more fun if you have different codes. Maybe there's one for free shipping. Maybe there's one for $5 off. Maybe there's one for 25%. Whatever it may be, there could be different levels. And then you would print them off in create them in Canva and print them off, and then you can purchase these little scratcher stickers off of Amazon. They're pretty cheap, and you just put the sticker right over the code, and then the customer just has to scratch it off to get the code. It's a little extra work, but I think that it's a cute and a little more unique thing to do to get them more likely to pay attention to the card, because who doesn't want to scratch a scratcher off and see what you got? Tip number 7 I have for you is to offer tiered discounts. And you can do it in two ways. You can do it as a coupon code, or you can do it as a sale. And an example of this might be, say you want to give a percentage or a dollar amount off if the customer spends, buys a certain number of items, or if they spend a certain amount of money. So for example, if they spend $50, then they're going to get $5 off. So as a coupon code that you can give out, wherever that may be, your social media, you can put it in your order from a previous order, or however else you want to do it, you can create a code and you can provide that. However, if you want to create it as a sale, so everybody who comes to your store gets that, that's perfectly fine. You can set it up, but you will want to let the customer know what the sale is that's going on. So you can put it in your announcement banner, your banner at the top, or you can put it in the announcement itself whenever you have a promotion like that going on, just to let them know. Of course, you can announce it on social media and wherever else as well, but I would definitely have that right at the top of your store so people know that that's a sale that's going on. Otherwise, there's no way for them to know. Now, tip number 8 is to hold contests on your social media for discounts. And this really helps you do multiple things at one time. Again, it's a win-win because you get more engagement on your social media and you can pull the customers in to make purchases and boosting your sales. One little tip I have for this is that if you have multiple social medias, say you have an Instagram and you have a YouTube, then you might want to consider creating different codes for the different types of social medias. This just can really help you see where your customers are actually coming from and who's the most active audience. Because I believe you should be able to see this in Etsy's analytics, but it's really not always very straightforward and clear. However, if you have a discount code, as soon as you go in to see your sales and discounts, then you can look at the code and it'll tell you exactly how much money and how many sales you've made from that code. So it's a really, really easy way to see where you have the most customers coming from. So an example of a contest that you can hold on social media would be, say, you ask them to post a picture of your favorite item that they purchased from you before. Or maybe you ask them to post a picture of an item they purchased from you in actual use. Then you do it one of two ways. You can either have a certain number of discount codes that you give out if they win, or better yet, you can just give a discount code to anybody who participates because, well, then it's again a win-win because they're more likely to come and purchase because they have the discount and it's really not costing you anything more, and that's kind of the whole point. Another example I have for you is you can actually combine this with the free gift offer. And again, you're going to get that social media engagement, and something you can do is give everybody who participates a discount code and then say 1 or 3 or something like that, lucky winners will receive a free gift as well. And this can really help boost that engagement, and it gives them 2 tiers of winning, of possible winning. So they're definitely going to get the discount code, but then they also might get this free gift as well. Tip number 9 I have for you is to consider collaborating with another seller. And in doing this, it's maybe a little difficult to find a seller to work with, but if you find a good seller to work with, it could really be beneficial for both of you to reach new customers. And a few tips I have for this would be, you first of all want to make sure that the other seller is kind of similar size to your store to keep things a little more even and fair for everybody involved. You also want to make sure that their products complement your products. You probably really don't want to do a direct competitor of yours, but they should at least have something to do with one another. So say you sell planners and journals and this other person sells planner accessories like stickers or markers or stamps. That would be a perfect fit for you guys. And what you could do is you come up with a little brochure or your card. Better to have something explaining what you actually sell and your business your company name and all of that jazz, and then you have a discount code on there. And then what you can do is you can send these cards to the seller that you're collaborating with, and they will do the same. They will send their cards to you. And then whenever you get any purchases from customers, you just go ahead and include their card in the order. And this really gives you a good chance to reach a new audience that you may not have reached before. And number 10 on the list is actually a good way to kind of combine the last two that I mentioned, and that's with offering loop giveaways. So it's kind of similar to the collaboration, but in this instance, you're doing it through social media and you're collaborating with more than one seller. So how you would go about doing this is you would want to find sellers. Again, you want to have similar related items. So you find a couple sellers that are on the same social media platform as you are. So I'm going to say Instagram, for example. So what happens is you guys all create a post on your Instagram accounts, and the post explains what the giveaway is and how it works and how you can be entered. And again, this is a win-win thing because you can get a new audience and grow your social media possibly a little more and get some customers, some new eyeballs on your shop. So each participating seller would add something to the prize that the customers can get. One suggestion that I have is to maybe consider choosing a theme. So whether it's a holiday or a season, or maybe it's an occupation or something along those lines. Each seller will tag all other sellers in their post. So let's say you're going to collaborate with 4 other sellers. So there's 5 of you total. So that means all of you would have an Instagram post on your own Instagram announcing to your customers that you're working with these other Instagram accounts and sellers, and then detail how they could go about entering for the prize. And then I would show obviously a picture of the prize and explain what it is, and also make sure you add a deadline in there. An example of something you can do is say that you have to like and follow each one of these Instagram accounts, and then you have to tag 2 friends to the post to be qualified. There's really a large amount of ways that you could go ahead and set up these contests, but this is just one example. And so what this is going to do is it's not only going to allow you to have a bigger prize that you're not having to come out of pocket for. It's 5 times the size you would have by yourself, but you're reaching 4 new Instagram account audiences, which is amazing. It's awesome, and it's not really costing you anything more. The last thing I want to say about the loop giveaway is just be careful and don't have too many sellers involved in the contest, because that can get very confusing for everybody involved. So that's it. That's my 10 tips, and I'm sure you can find at least 1 or 2 things on that list that will help you out. But if you can think of anything that you think that maybe I should have included on this list, go ahead and leave it in the comments if you wouldn't mind, because I'm sure that everybody else watching this video would appreciate the extra ideas. And if you did get some use out of this video and I gave you a new idea that you never thought of, and you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate it, because it really helps my channel out, and I am desperately trying to grow my channel right now, so it would be greatly appreciated. Now get out there and make some money. See you next time.